Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. In the previous video regarding the creation of the universe in the Quran, we talked about the Arabic word yawm, translated as a day, and we said that in the Quran, yawm means a period of time of variable length. And we stated that the Quran also mentions in another verse that Allah created the universe in 6 periods or 6 days. And we say that according to the scientific observation that the age of the universe is 13.7 billion years. And if we take this number and we divide it by 6, then each period would be equal to approximately 2.283 billion years. In today's video, the second part on the creation of the universe in the Quran, we go through a verse in the Quran. This chapter in the Quran is called Fussilat, and it consists of 4 verses. And in these verses, Allah gave the details of how the universe was creation. In this video entitled Al-Ard Al-Bidaiya Khuliqat Fi Fatratain, proto-planet Earth created in 2 periods. Allah says in the Quran in chapter 41 verse 9, قُلْ أَإِنَّكُمْ لَتَكْفُرُونَ بِالَّذِي خَلَقَ الْأَرْضَ فِي يَوْمَيْنِ وَتَجْعَلُونَ لَهُ أَنْدَادًا ذَلِكَ رَبُّ الْعَالَمِينَ. Say, is it that you disbelieve in He who have created the earth in 2 days or periods, and you ascribe unto Him rivals? That is He, Lord of the worlds. This verse, or the above verse, states that the proto-planet Earth formed during the first 2 periods, or it took about 4.57 billion years after the moment of creation, or the Big Bang. It is thought that the Earth formed according to what is known as the nebula hypothesis. This hypothesis states that billions of years ago, our solar system consisted of a large cloud of gas and dust called a nebula. This cloud started rotating, and the dust particles combined to form planetesimals. As the cloud rotated faster, it flattened, and the planetesimals combined to form, first of all, a dense central region, eventually forming the Sun, and secondly, the Earth and planets in orbits around the Sun. Earth at that time was a giant, red, hot, rolling, boiling sea of molten rock, or a magma ocean. The heat was generated by the repeated high-speed collisions of the planetesimal bodies that clumped together to form this planet. As the collisions tapered off, Earth began to cool, forming a thin crust on its surface. This model explains qualitatively many features of the solar system, including the fact that the planets essentially all revolve around the Sun in the same plane. So in this verse, the Quran states clearly that the proto-planet Earth was formed in the first 2 periods, or within 4.57 billion years from the moment of creation. And the 4.57 years was calculated if we take the 2.283 billion years, the length of each period, times 2, we get this number. In the second slide, the second verse, verse 41:10, entitled Earth completed in a total of 4 periods, the Quran states, وَجَعَلَ فِيهَا رَوَاسِيَ مِنْ فَوْقِهَا وَبَارَكَ فِيهَا وَقَدَّرَ فِيهَا أَقْوَاتَهَا فِي 4 أَيَّامٍ سَوَاءٍ لِلسَّائِلِينَ. And He placed in it anchors or mountains rising above it, and placed His blessings in it, and measured in it its sustenance in 4 days or periods even, or meaning total, for those who inquire about the creation. In the Quran, the Arabic word rawasiya means anchors and refers to mountains, functioning as anchors in the Earth's mantle, stabilizing the crust. The above verse indicates that the Earth's mountains were created during the 3rd and 4th periods, or 4.57 to 9.13 billion years after the moment of creation or Big Bang. The Arabic phrase بارك فيها, translated as placed his blessings in it, وبارك الشيء أي أودع فيه الخير لله. He has the meaning of placing the good things from Allah in it. This phrase, along with the word أقواتها, sustenance, hints that the earth's metals, water, and plants, essentials for our life and sustenance, were placed in the earth during these periods. The verse also states that earth was completed at the end of the fourth period, 4.57 billion years ago. The generally accepted age of the earth is about 4.5 billion years, plus or minus about 1%. This value is derived from several different lines of evidence. The oldest rocks which have been found so far on Earth date to about 3.8 to 3.9 billion years ago. Some of these rocks are sedimentary and include minerals which are themselves as old as 4.1 to 4.2 billion years. While these values do not compute an age for the Earth, they do establish a lower limit. The Earth must be at least as old as any formation on it. This lower limit is at least concordant with the independently derived figure of 4.55 billion years for the Earth's actual age. In the third slide, entitled Universe, Primordial Gas and Acceleration, and so this is verse 41:11, the third verse in sequence, since verse 41:9. Allah states in the Quran, ثم استوى إلى السماء وهي دخان فقال لها وللأرض ائتيا طوعا أو كرها قالتا أتينا طائعين. Then he rose above towards the heaven when it was smoke, or in English primordial gas, and said to it and to the earth, come both of you willingly, meaning without force, or unwillingly, by force. They both said, we come obedient, meaning without force. The above verse describes the proto-universe, 4 periods or 9.13 billion years after the moment of its creation, Big Bang, as one heaven made up mainly of smoke or primordial gas surrounding the primitive earth and other celestial bodies. The verse also states that the proto-universe 4.57 billion years ago began to move willingly without force towards Allah upon His command. Now, stars and planets both form from clouds of gas and dust or smoke. Astronomers discovered that sometime around 5 billion years ago, the universe mysteriously began accelerating, and that its expansion is getting faster and faster rather than gradually slowing down. Scientists do not yet understand the source of this acceleration, but they have given it a name, dark energy. The nature of dark energy remains one of the greatest mysteries in all of science. So this verse clearly states that 2 periods ago, meaning 4.57 billion years ago, Allah commanded the universe and the earth within this big cloud of gas to come to Him willingly, meaning without force, or by force, karhan, meaning by force. And the universe and the earth responded to Allah, telling Him, we are coming obediently, willingly, without force. And since that time, the universe started moving towards Allah and accelerating. In the last verse in sequence, that's verse 41:12, entitled Seven Heavens in Two Periods. Allah states in the Quran, فَقَضَاهُنَّ سَبْعَ سَمَاوَاتٍ فِي يَوْمَيْنِ وَأَوْحَى فِي كُلِّ سَمَاءٍ أَمْرَهَا وَزَيَّنَّا السَّمَاءَ الدُّنْيَا بِمَصَابِيحَ وَحِفْظًا ذَلِكَ تَقْدِيرُ الْعَزِيزِ الْعَلِيمِ. And He decreed them 7 heavens in 2 days or periods, and inspired in each heaven its mandate. And we decorated the nearest heaven with lamps and rendered it inviolable. This is the measure of the mighty, the knower. So this above verse indicates that Allah has decreed the proto-universe, one heaven, to expand and separate into 7 heavens during the last 2 periods from 9.13 to 13.7 billion years, or 4.57 billion years from the time it started to move willingly without force towards Him upon His command. Our universe is in an accelerating expansion mode that started around 5 billion years ago. As the universe expands, other galaxies appear to be moving away from our own Milky Way galaxy and from each other at incredible speeds, with faster galaxies moving away proportionally faster, resulting in larger separation distances. Also, another verse from another chapter, from chapter 2:29, also talks about the same idea. It wraps it up by Allah stating, هو الذي خلق لكم ما في الأرض جميعا ثم استوى إلى السماء فسواهن سبع سماوات وهو بكل شيء عليم. It is He who created for you all what is on earth. Then He rose above towards the heaven, and He completed them 7 heavens, and He is in every creation all-knowing. So that's consistent with the previous verses, that after the completion of the earth, then the last 2 periods were the periods where the universe separated from one big cloud of smoke with earth in it and maybe other celestial bodies and stars and maybe galaxies. They start to move towards Allah and separating, and now the universe eventually separated into 7 heavens, but still this universe still moving towards Allah on His command, willingly, without force. Inshallah, we'll continue with this in the next chapter, in another video. And wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.